Hey guys, it's Fook. It's Saturday, February 24th, and I'm here to give you my thoughts on the Fujifilm X-E3, which I've had for a little less than a week now, but I've shot with it almost every day, and just some initial reactions. So first off, I think that the styling is really nice. I kind of like the rangefinder styling, and I like the silver and black look. Some people prefer the all black, and that's okay too. But for me, I think the silver and black looks really nice. The lens that I have on it is the XF 23mm f1.4, which is equivalent to a 35mm field of view on a full frame. That's usually my favorite focal length to shoot at for field of view. I don't like the 50 because it's too close for me. So I like a little bit more background and environment in my photos. So 35mm equivalent is perfect. The lens is awesome and it renders really nice. And the camera itself and the image quality out of the X-E3 is also pretty awesome. Super sharp, high ISO performance is great. Even the noise that you see in it is really more like film grain. So that's awesome. Yeah, generally, it's a great camera. What I don't like about it, so there's no in-body image stabilization. I think that Fuji just announced an X-H1, which is their kind of video-focused body that does have it. And it makes a huge difference. So I'm reading stuff online in the last couple of days where people are saying, in-body image stabilization is not a big deal. But I can tell you that coming from Micro Four Thirds and using the Olympus bodies, which have it, it's a huge difference maker. I mean, huge. If you've never used it, you just don't know. I took some 4K video with the X-E3 in really good light and was hand holding it, and it was super jerky when you play back. I mean, it was just shaking all over the place. I don't have the steadiest hands, but I never had that problem with my Olympus bodies. The video was pretty rock solid handheld. So, for me, in-body image stabilization would be awesome. So compared to something like the X Pro 2 or the X-T2, which are cousins to this camera, it doesn't have that bump of the X-T2. It doesn't have the optical hybrid viewfinder of the X Pro 2. But everything else is very similar. All of the film simulations is there. They look great. The one difference on this camera that made me pick it over the other two is that it does have better Bluetooth, kind of always on image transfer, helps you connect with the Wi-Fi to the camera and everything. So that's cool. But aside from that, there's a lot of other little things that I don't like about this particular camera and Fuji X series in general. So one, on this one, the touch screen, that's another big deal. It has touch screen. The touch screen is fixed, right? So I prefer an articulating screen. Some people can't stand them. They are fine with having a tilt screen, and that's fine. And others don't even care, and fixed is okay too. But I would have loved an articulating screen, just for the fact that I can flip it completely around and kind of slam it into the back of the body and protect it, because this is completely exposed and I just don't like that. I mean, you can get a screen protector and I have one on the way. But yeah, that's, I like articulating screen for when you're shooting videos like I'm doing now on my Olympus EM10 Mark III, which also does not have an articulating screen. It only has a tilt up screen, that particular one. But like right now, I had to compose the shot and kind of see where the frame is, but I can't see myself as I'm doing the video, which is pretty damn annoying, to be honest. I'm not bothered by the fact that this X-E3 doesn't have as many manual controls. I do like the manual controls of the Fuji system. I think it's great. It's very similar to my Olympus cameras, where you can adjust things with dials and buttons and stuff like that. I haven't missed some of the stuff that people are saying on the X-E3 compared to, say, like the X-T2 or the X Pro 2. One thing I don't like about this camera is the buttons on the thumb grip right here. It's very easy to accidentally hit either the autofocus lock or the quick menu button. So that's annoying. I wish they had picked a better place for it, because I mean, it literally is like right next to your thumb. It's so easy to hit accidentally. So that's one thing I don't like. The other thing I don't like is that if you're using the app, the Fujifilm app on your phone to control the camera for video mode, you can't go higher than 720p. You don't even get HD video, you get 720p. So forget 4K, that doesn't work. The other thing that I don't like about the Fuji X-E3, and maybe it's true of all X series camera, but in order to get to video, you have to hit the drive mode and you have to scroll to video mode before you can take it. So those are the things I don't like. Other than that, I think that the camera itself is actually very nice. Like I said, the image quality is awesome, and for videos, it looks awesome as well, as long as you have it on a tripod, because like I said, there's no in-body image stabilization. What else don't I like about it? I don't like that the storage card is right where the battery is. I would have preferred it on the side of the camera, but that's not a huge thing. Some people are bothered by the fact that the tripod mount is a little bit off-center from the lens. That hasn't bothered me, so I'm okay with that. So generally, the camera's good. I don't regret getting it at all, and I'm going to use it as my primary camera instead of the Micro Four Thirds system going forward for photos. I just think that it's a world of difference on the APS-C sensor. So yeah, those are my thoughts. So far, I do love it. If there was an X-T3 that comes out, or an X Pro 3, and it's got some compelling features, I may get that as a second body. But for now, I'm just really enjoying shooting with this camera. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.